Okay, welcome. We're going to get started today learning the basics. Okay, the basics consists of the forward roll that you see, catching the nunchucks, the backwards roll, how to bounce them, and the figure eight. Those are going to be the basics of everything that you need to learn. Now, I don't expect you to learn how to use both sets of nunchucks, however, that'll be more in advanced lessons. But today, we're just going to get started now with going right into the forward roll. Now, I highly suggest, if you're right-handed, to start with your left hand. Okay? If you learn with your weak arm first, the strong arm will then catch on much, much quicker. If you're left-handed, I suggest you start with the right hand. Your left arm will catch much faster. It's just a way that I've been taught since I was 5 years old, and it's something that allowed me to just move much faster than everyone else that was with me at the time, and I've used that technique ever since. So let's get started. I'm going to use my left hand first, or it is my weak side. However, you need to learn to use both hands equally. So if you're right-handed, use your left hand so that you're opposite me on the TV screen. I'll start with my right arm so that we're on the same side and that you can follow along. Okay, so with your left arm, use the forward roll. Very nice and simple, nice and slow. You don't need to be fast and hard. You don't need a tight grip. The tighter the grip, the less control that you have. Nice and loose. Okay, the very first thing you need to learn. Okay, where do you hold the nunchucks? Hold it towards the swivel, the string, whatever you may have, towards the top of the handle. The thumb and the forefinger is where all the control is. The next three fingers are just there for balance. So, spin the forward spin, and let's go into a nice figure eight. Nice and smooth. And then back into the forward roll. Okay, and then we go back into the figure eight, nice and slow. Nothing fancy, don't overreach, just right in front of you. Just point your finger and let it go. And then back into the forward roll. And from there, we're going to catch them. Nice and simple. Okay, now from here, we need to learn a few basic steps. The backwards roll helps us to get into position for other moves that we're going to teach. So we have a nice slow backwards roll, and we're going to come up. Okay, this is the set position. This is the ready stance right here. This is the most important position in nunchucks if you're getting into a combat situation. However, we're not going to discuss combat at this time. It'll be for more advanced lessons later. So we're going to learn how to bounce the nunchucks off different parts of the body. The nunchucks will bounce just about anywhere you need them to bounce. Okay? And it helps us to get position into other moves later. And it also puts us in a position much faster by bouncing them. So, back to the backspin. We're going to bounce off the arm and go into a forward spin. From here, go into a figure eight. Back into the forward spin, bounce, back into the backspin. And here's where we're going to do something a little different. We're going to trade hands. We're going to move into a different hand. We're going to catch them. Now notice, my fingers are open. The control is still with the finger and the thumb. So, when the backspin, right up. Let go of these three fingers. You want control. You need to learn the techniques correctly in the beginning in order for this to work. From here, you have your hand on the bottom where you caught them, right into the backwards roll. Now we've switched hands. I'm with my left hand. You should now be with your right hand. Nice backward spin into the bounce. You're going to go right forward into the forward spin. From here, you want to go into a nice figure eight. Very slow. Okay? It's a little difficult with the odd arm, but you gotta learn the techniques and you gotta be used to it. You need to learn with the weak hand first. Your strong arm will be faster. So those of you with the right who are right-handed, you're gonna find this is a much easier transition for you right now, and that you can actually do it right now. Nice figure eight, back into the forward spin, and we're going to catch. Now we're going to go into the backward spin, and we're going to bounce off the shoulder and right into the forward roll, right into the figure eight, back into the forward spin, and we're going to bounce twice. Once, twice. I actually added a spin in there for sometimes you add a half spin in different places. It just makes it look nicer and allows you to smoothly flow into the next move. Instead of going in, you can actually add the move like I just did. Bounce, spin, bounce, spin, instead of bounce, bounce. Figure eight. Okay, repetition is the key to learning how to get into freestyle. Freestyle is ultimately where everybody who uses Nunchucks wants to be, but in order to get to freestyle, you need to learn the basics. You need to learn repetition. What is repetition? You need to do the same thing over and over and over until you can feel it. You know, you want to get into that position where you're, be able to change hands, move, bounce them, and do whatever it is that you need to do, whatever feels right. That's freestyle. That's getting into a place where, what's not expected, what feels good. Bang! Right there. Well, what did you just do there? Well, you got to learn the basics. Here's where we learn the basics. Again, it's the routines that we need to learn. Forward spin, right into the figure eight. Back into the forward spin, and catch. From here, you can go into the backward spin, change hands, change hands, change hands. Nothing here is very hard. It's just the basics of what you need to know. Bounce, figure eight, forward spin, bounce into a backspin, change hands, bounce, forward spin, figure eight, forward spin, catch. Looks real good. Looks real nice. Even when we get to the advanced levels with 2 Nunchucks, nothing changes. The whole routine stays exactly the same, except that we're doing it with 2 different hands. Now, what I need you to practice before we go any further is moving the Nunchucks in a forward direction. Very slow, very calm. However, I want you to concentrate on the opposite hand. Okay? My hand is in front of me. My Nunchucks are spinning at the same rate. What I'm trying to do is get you to start thinking with both sides of your brain at the same time. It's very hard to do, and in order to work with Nunchucks with 2 of them, you need to start learning in the beginning. So I have a very slow roll forward, but this hand, I want you to extend it without changing the pace of the spinning Nunchuck. It spins at the same pace. From here, I want you to extend your arm to the right. No change in this rotation of the Nunchuck. I want you to bend the arm, bring it back in front of you, extend it, bring it back, and extend it. Notice that the Nunchucks never changed in speed or tempo. They stayed the same. Now we're going to bounce it and catch them. Now we're going to trade arms. Nice backward spin. We're going to bounce, go into the forward roll. Here, we're going to do the very same thing. Nice steady spin, forward spin. We're going to take the front hand, your left hand at this time, and you're going to extend it out, move it to the side, concentrating on the spin. Always the same speed. What I want you to start doing is forgetting about what's happening with this hand. Get used to saying, okay, I have a nice spin going, it's moving forward. Now you can start looking at this hand, concentrating and moving it back and forth, out, back to you, and out. Just knowing that this is spinning in the same direction at the same speed. You can start to do stuff with your other hand. That will start to get you ambidextrous, using both arms at the same time, using both hands, doing different things at the same time. Then catch. What this will lead up to is the time when you're using two nunchucks. Okay, we need to learn these techniques the correct way in the beginning. This is what you'll be leading up to. You have one nunchuck that's spinning. The other nunchuck, you can do whatever it is that you want. You can spin it, bounce it, and the speed never changes. You can even come across your body. Just you'll have to make little maneuvers in order not to hit them. Sometimes that'll happen. So now I'm going to move over to the left side, right here. Nice, easy spin. I can do whatever I want now with the right hand. Without, I can move it out of the way. Okay? Never once did they move at a faster pace. They stayed at the same tempo. And I don't care what this hand is doing on the other side. Okay? My concern is that these nunchucks stay at the same tempo. This is what we're getting ready for. This is why in the beginning it's very crucial to learn the basics up front. The correct technique is all about starting in the beginning and moving forward. That's lesson one. This is how you learn how to become very advanced with nunchucks. So, you need to learn the forward spin, the figure eight, the forward spin, the catch, the bounce. You can even bounce off different parts of the body. Get used to doing that. In the next lesson, what we'll do is we'll start concentrating on more of adding to the basics. Okay, we'll start maybe a hand roll, which is more towards the intermediate side. But you need to learn and practice the basics, and you're going to spend a few weeks on them. You need to spend time and learn your coordination, what your body can and cannot do at this time. And then we'll move and start moving into more intermediate areas of nunchucks. Keep swinging. Have a great day.